Jenny here. Today I am going to give a review on the Nutribullet Pro Juicer. My husband just bought this for me last weekend because I was trying to do some juicing with the other juicer that I have that was just a little one. And that one kind of, the motor kind of was burning out on me. And I thought, well, hopefully I would like to start doing more juicing again for basically for us, my husband and I, and for my mom. And so I figured if I was going to do that, I needed a little bit more of a heavy duty juicer. So he went online, found this one, said it had good reviews, and I thought we would try it out. So this is the box that it came in. We already unpacked it, he washed it. I did use it once yesterday, so I have a few thoughts on it. And we'll try it again today. I did not juice carrots at all yesterday, so we'll do that for one of the juices today and figure it out. So on the box, it kind of gives you an idea of, obviously, what the juicer looks like. I'm trying to make sure I'm not glaring. It has some of the features that it talks about as far as the what you can juice and the spout area. Like it has two different sizes for the spout. You can put in some full-size fruits, and then it has a smaller chute for doing like the celery or carrots and I think the greens. The type of button that it has, so it's a little bit different than what's been on other units. And then the pulp catcher is actually a part of the machine. It's not an extra container that's off to the side. So on here it says that you are able to juice about 17 apples or 25 carrots all at once before the pulp tray should be getting full. And it comes with a couple extra accessories, some little like ice cube type tray things that you can put some of your juicing into for later. And then on this side it also comes with a couple 10-ounce containers for putting your juices in to go. And obviously the container that the juice is going to come out in, things like that. So it's pretty heavy duty. I don't know, it's 1,000 watts, 2-liter pulp basin with a 3-inch feed chute, dual size food pusher. So again, that's what I'm saying, it has the two sizes up here that you can put your fruits and vegetables in. Stainless steel, 27-ounce juice pitcher. The lid has a froth separator, which is nice. A 2-ounce and a 4-ounce freezer trays, the 12-ounce glass bottles, and a cleaning brush. It's very nice it came with a cleaning brush too, because I've had two other juicers. One of them was more of a heavy-duty one. That one did not come with a brush, so I had to make sure I went out and I bought one of those to make sure I could clean that little steel basket. It doesn't show what the steel basket looks like, but yeah, so it's nice that it comes with that. That's about it. I will show you the whole juicer then, and we'll put it together. So this is what the juicer looks like, how big it is. So it is fairly round, basketball size. The good and the bad, it is a large size, so to try to store it somewhere, you need that amount of space. The good part about it having the pulp catcher all in here, you don't have an extra side spout or anything to worry about. Even this part here, really, it goes down, so there's a little bit of, the one thing here that could maybe catch onto something. But it is nice that it is all contained. So like I said, other things that came with it were the brush. So this is very nice to have, that it has the rough brush on the end there to be able, like I said, clean out the one basket part. And then this end on the other side can help scrape out all the pulp from the inside. So that's nice to have. Like I said, there are two kind of like ice cube trays. So this one are for the little 2-ounce sizes, kind of like for if you wanted to do a shot of juice and you wanted to do those separately. Freeze these, and then when you're ready or in the morning, something like that, when you're starting to get your day ready, pop out one of these, put it in a little glass, get ready for your day, get dressed, get your makeup on, do whatever you need to do, right? Shave. And by then, hopefully your little ice cube should be melted and you have your little shot of juice to drink in the daytime. It comes with a cover on there too, so very nice, that's contained. So like again, this one is for the little ones. And then there's one more, and these are the bigger trays. I believe these are 4 ounces. And this one too could be, you take 2 of these out and put them in a glass, and you have your 8 ounces worth of juice to be able to drink for the day. Again, another lid. So you have the 2 lids, 2 containers. So that's nice. And then it comes with the 2, like I said, I think they were 12-ounce bottles for putting your juice in. They are not marked at all. So there aren't any, you know, like ounce markings that you would know that, okay, this is 4 ounces, this is 8 ounces, this is 12. But very nice, secure lid. The fact is, like I said, they are glass, they're not plastic. Solid lid. And it has a nice little strap on there that you can, you know, be able to carry it with you. Put it around your wrist, put it, you know, easy to carry. So that's very nice. And again, that'll be easy cleaning. And then the juicer itself. Like I said, this has a little spout cover, which is nice. So as it's juicing, I forgot my container. As it's juicing, and you either need to empty the container if you're juicing more and the container gets too full, you need to pour it into your glasses, pour it into another pitcher, or whatever. Change up batches. If even when you're all done and you're ready to clean it, you pull the pitcher out, and then you push this down into place, and then that catches all the drips from dripping onto the counter, which is very nice, keeps it a little bit cleaner. I did find that I kind of had to make sure I pushed it all the way when I made some juice the other day, and then I moved it. I'm like, oh, I didn't close it all the way, that there was a drip or 2 that was on there as I let it sit before I could clean it. There is the latch on the back. So if this little lever is not all the way up and in place, the juicer won't work. So it's a little fail-safe of making sure that all the pieces are in place the way that they should be. So this, you would just push off and it comes down. That comes up, that goes really easily. This is the cover we just lift off. So that's nice. I know I was kind of wondering myself when I first did this, I'm like, wait, how does this come off? Do I have to twist it? Do I have to do whatever? But on the side here, there's a little lip. I guess it goes the other way. There's a notch in here. I don't know whether we can see that or not. But there is a notch. It kind of is a little hump and a hump, almost like a bird. And there's a notch in the plastic part down here. So these have to line up. And I see that is actually even on both sides. They have that. So you know when your cover is in place, exactly those have to line up. So that's very nice. And then, as I mentioned before, this is the spout where all the fruits and vegetables will go in. It is fairly large, although depending on the size of your fruit, like I did try putting one of my green apples in there, it did not fit the whole apple. It's kind of one of the things that they kind of say, just like, oh, you can put a full-size fruit in here or whatever. Well, it depends on your size of fruit. Some of them you still have to chop up either in half or in quarter, which is fine. And then for the cover part, there are divots also in here on either side. And in the cover, there are the little triangle pieces. So again, you know which way to fit your cover in, because if you try, it's not going to go until, again, those pieces line up, and that will fit in there. And as I said, this is dual size. So there is a lock and an unlock button on this lid that you can look at. And when you turn it the one way, this part lifts out. So again, you have this big chute that you can put stuff in, or you have this size. So your carrots and celery and the greens can go in there. So this will stay in here. This doesn't lock in or anything. So that's the one thing I found, that when I'm putting things, when I'm pushing this down, and then when I lift it up once in a while, this kind of wants to lift up a little bit, because again, you got the basket spinning in there and all the air is pushing. But if you want to lift up both of them again, then you just get it. It does sit in a certain spot in order for it to be able to lock up again, and then you'll get both pieces again. And then you can untwist it and just have your smaller. So that's nice to have that dual option of what sizes you're going to put in there, and then having that plunger that you can push down. The inside is a basket. Oh, let's see if I can get this out. This is what I found with my other one. There are two ways to do that. If you can't get the basket out actually this way, sometimes what I found is if I lift up the whole bottom portion, there we go, then it lifts it up and you don't break a nail. And then the basket comes out really nice and easily. So this is your basket, your cutting part. So I know one time I looked at this, I'm like, where are all the blades? This is all mesh. This is what the juicing gets through. And then those are all the little blades on the inside. So that's why it's nice to have the brush. So you clean it all, do that, clean the whole basket area, clean the outside to get that all nice and cleaned up. And then this is your pulp catcher. So the pulp sits all in there. And so you can take the end of your brush and you can help scoop everything out. If you don't want to take your hands aren't big enough, I've just taken my hands and gone in there and scooped all the pulp out. The pulp catcher also basin sits on the base only one way because that is where the spout is. So there is a divot cut out. There's a divot cut out in here, so that's where the spout has to go. And then you see there are the triangles on here, there are little notches, and that's how you know how the basket sits. So on the basket there are also the 3 arrows. So those have to match up in here, and that's how that is going to sit down in there. So yeah, that just places in there. It doesn't latch in, it doesn't do anything. This does. This, when you put it in there and you get the arrows lined up, then you push it in and it snaps in place so that, you know, when you're tugging it out, it's not coming out easily. And then again, the lid back in place, and we put our latch up, and the latch will hook in, and then that's all set to go. And then I forgot before, one of the most important parts, the part that catches the juice. So this is your juice container, and this also has the ounces on there so that you know how much you're making. Has a nice little lid that can cover up and uncover it. And this pulls up, that snaps into place. And then as the juice goes, it'll come out there. The lid is one that just pulls out. It has a very nice seal in there so that when it is all tucked in place, you can tell it has that the spout on there, the catcher, I guess it's the, you know, kind of the foam catcher. So there's another extra plastic piece on here, and so as the juice comes out and stuff, it does a pretty good job of keeping a lot of the foam in the jar. So you can see how that is inside there. The bottom of the Nutribullet does have some rubbery feet. Let's see if I can show that off. So it does have the little rubber feet on there so that it doesn't walk away on you as it's juicing. Stays in place. So that's good. Let's get the cord out of the way. And then, like, yeah, the on-off button is here. So you have the middle button to turn it on, and then we have low, high, and turbo for your different fruits. I always have to make sure I can pull this out where I'm not hit my cabinets, but also have room for this. So there we go. Thought before I was putting that in, it was a little too high, but I think I had it sitting on the cord in the back there. So that all gets in place. And then with the machine, you also obviously get paperwork, because we always do. So there's the product registration card, you get that. It tells you a little card like, don't carry this by this handle here. It's not meant to be held by this, so obviously just hold it by the base. There aren't any other carrying handles on it. There aren't any spaces on the bottom. It's all just round machine, but so I guess just don't carry it by that. And then how to clean it. Don't use abrasive type brushes or anything on the plastic. Just either a soft sponge and just using the brush that they provide. And then welcome to the Nutribullet team. You can get 20% off, all friends and family. There you go. I'll leave that code below. But if you put in BLENDIT, BLENDIT, as a code that if you wanted to buy any Nutribullet products, you can get 20% off. And then it came with the user guide. So it explains, again, all the parts that are in here, how to clean it, how it assembles together, and what the parts are. Troubleshooting, there's the usage directions, how to, make sure how to use the top part, the control panel, and this one, the other one. Okay, it has in both books. So in this one, your juicing tips. So it tells you all some of the different, a lot of the most common fruits and vegetables that you would be juicing, and then on what speed you want to juice it at. And then this one tells you like seasons when you could find these fruits and vegetables, so whether it's all season, summer, fall. And the vitamins that would be in, the apples and the blueberries. There are some things you should not juice, like, what do they say, bananas and avocados, soft things like that. I think everything else can pretty much be juiced. How to disassemble it, how to clean it, so yeah, your care and maintenance. And then this one is a recipe guide. So this will give you some recipes in there, what to do, and it also gives you, again, the assemblies, what's all, assembly, what comes with the juicer, how it's assembled, your panel, juicing tips, and again that guide on your fruits and vegetables and how fast to juice them. And then a couple different recipes in here, and then it also gives some recipes on what to do with your pulp. I was talking about the juice shots, and then a couple pulp recipes. Not too many, so it'll be interesting. Again, I will see if I can find some stuff online. It's talking about there's some like hamburger patties, some power bite balls, tomato sauce. That sounds interesting. That's it. And then using your freezer trays. 2-ounce tray or 4-ounce tray. Which pulp from these recipes you should use how much of. So interesting, actually, the recipes. So I'll put that aside. Let's get set up and do some juicing. This juice is called the Mean Green. It has 4 stalks of celery, 1 cucumber, 2 green apples, half of a lemon, a thumb's worth or so of ginger, and a handful or more of kale. For juicing, like I said, sometimes you could fit a full fruit in here. I have to move this. But as you can see, this is way too big. This isn't going to fit. So I'm going to cut this up in quarters. You can cut out the seeds if you want to, or you can leave the seeds in there. It will be taken out by the basket and everything. It won't end up in your juice. The kale we'll see. Lemons, citrus stuff you want to peel. You don't want to have the peel on. So I'm going to cut that in half and peel it. Cucumber we can leave full. I do just cut that in half though, again, just to give it a little bit of time to process through. So I will prepare this the way that we should have it ready for juicing. So I had forgot to mention too, I had already gone ahead and rinsed and washed my fruits. Like the apples I did wash with soap and water with along with the cucumber. The celery I rinsed out. I think that's about it. But if your fruits and vegetables or whatever are organic, same. If you want to leave the skins on and stuff, you can. If you want to cut the skins off, you can. I'm just going to leave my skins on my cucumber and the apple. Again, we'll see. It's done it before. It's taken out all the seeds. It's done what it needs to do. So I'm confirmed with my little book here. Apple is at turbo. Celery is at turbo. Kale is high. What else do I have in here? Ginger. Ginger is turbo. So I try to put my ingredients together also for what speed that they need. So again, the celery, the cucumber. Cucumber was high. Okay, the celery, the ginger, and the apple are turbo. Okay. I thought I had something on its place here, so we'll put those over on that. All right, cucumber is high. Cucumber is high, kale is high, and lemon is low. Okay. It says to always have the juicer on before you go ahead and put even any fruits in. So we're going to do that. We'll start with low. I just kind of go, and that's just my thing. You don't have to, but I start on low, and then I bump it up to the high, and then do the next bits, and then I'll bump it up to turbo and do those bits. So it is fairly loud. So obviously I won't I won't talk during this part. We'll just see how this juices. Let's try to put the focus on hopefully the container there. Between the container and the pulp, you'll see the pulp fill up in here, and hopefully you'll be able to see the juice part, the juice container fill up. And we're doing the lemon. I could be able to do that through the small chute. Sure. Okay. Turn it on. And we will start with low. The seeds are still in here, so. And we'll go high. Do the kale. It says too for your kale or your spinach, try to bunch it up a little bit and then put it in. And we're going to do it down the small fruit. Wait for it to come to a complete stop. As I kind of noticed happened yesterday, I was wondering if it would happen again today. Yesterday I used the big chute as I was putting the kale in, and I think because of the air and everything, it just kind of like whiffed it. And it blew the kale just right over the side. It didn't even go through the basket. So, even though the chute is down there, but let's take a look. Off. So not too much like getting on the lid or anything at the moment. Probably fill up a little bit more later. But if we look inside, I guess it's going to take the, that's okay. It's going to take the basket part off too. If we look inside here, let me put the little juice back down. Go. My body to help. I got it off so easily before. It's got to get that basket. There we go. But if you can see inside here, you can see the kale. Let me do it this way. But the kale is still pretty full. It's in fairly full pieces. Like it didn't really get juiced. So it's kind of what I did yesterday. Is I just kind of took the kale out again and I put it down the juicer one more time. That's the only thing I found out about, as far as that. I haven't tried spinach yet. We could try that in the next one I do here, but so I'm not impressed with what it does with the kale, but understandable. Again, it's green. It's a high-powered wind. I don't know, wind that's blowing. It's high speed as it's whipping around, and so. Oh, let's turn this back so that it's on the juicer part. Make sure this is locked back in place. Put it back together. It makes me wonder how low is this? Goes pretty low. if I turn this. The other thing is, see, even though you have the drip thing on there, when you take the drip cover off, it's going to drip. But there, maybe I caught it. Ha ha. All right. Let's keep going. I know it says to have it on, but I'm just going to put these greens back in there and not press down until I have it on. Alright, this was at high and cucumbers are at high. Cover that so the wind doesn't blow it off. Here we go. Keep going. Bump the turbo for the other. Okay, so there we have it. We've juiced. It's a little bit noisy. Sometimes it's a little scary. Put some stuff in there, especially like with the green apples, and partly because, you know, with that skin on there, that as it's juicing, then it kind of like it'll get either kind of stuck there, whatever, as I'm pulsing down on it, and then it just kind of like whips out. So I know I had it the other day too. It was just kind of like, oh, okay. And then because of, again, I think with the high wind, if whatever, the high velocity of it, because again, it's like I said, the wind comes out of here and stuff, that it blows like food all over. You can see I've got pieces of like kale on here, and between the kale and the cucumber, and little juice spots on the counter. I don't know if I got behind here, but I know off to the side I've got a little bit of a mess. Yesterday I had like a little seed or something on my cabinet. So just a little bit of a mess that happens as you do your juicing. Some of the ingredients kind of blow out from the spout as you're adding more ingredients. So there's that. I did find that with my other juicer also, that happened. So again, I think that's just a thing with juicers. But it looks like I have a good amount in the container again, which is nice. That's what I've had last time. I also, I think it's not very warm, which is good. Yesterday, there too, I think I did 2 batches, and it seemed almost, it was maybe getting warm or something, and I thought, well, I'd be surprised. It's supposed to be, you know, it's heavy duty, so we'll see as I use it more how that goes. But here's the container of juice, and you can kind of see how it separates out as everything settles as it sits here. So what I found I could do yesterday, because you got to make sure the lid is on completely tight. that you could tell there's no space between the rim and here, and you can see that even in the front here that it's really tight, even though it looks like there's a little lip between here and the blackness. There's not, but if I put it down, lemon, yeah, make sure that's down really tight, and then you can actually like mix it up here in the container. So that I like. That's very nice. So then that's ready to pour. And then with the pulp catching, I think that's, you know, that suction makes this all kind of stick together too. So now you'll see a little bit dirtier, a little bit of pulp can catch on the lid, and in the inside bucket, it's going to come off nicer. There's all the pulp that's on the inside. So again, now that I've taken it off the base, this just lifts right out. You can see on here, gets a little bit, you know, how it gets a little bit dirty and all that. So again, you take that brush and you can brush out on the inside, brush on the outside, help clean that. And then on here, you can just take your fingers and get in there and scrape out all the, it's gonna fall in there, but scrape out all the pulp. Throw this in the garbage. You don't want this going down your garbage disposal and all that, because it may clog everything up. So I will put that in my other container. Let me grab my my juicing containers. All right, I have some little canning jars that I like to use for doing my juicing, and I can make juices, put them in there, and put them in the fridge. So let's see how much we got out of here. I guess I should see what this says. Yeah, almost 20 ounces. So that's good. And it's kind of what I found that in the, for the pulp container, it seems that one recipe worth kind of fills the pulp container. You could maybe make 2 recipes, but I don't want to go too full. But there we go, a little bit of foam on top. But also then if we take this off and look, it did catch a lot of the foam and kept it on the inside there. So that's nice. And so there we go. I have 2 juices to go. So overall, I like it. Like I said, it's a good juicer. I've had 2 other ones. My other one, I guess, was more probably medium. I would say medium of the road. This is kind of high end. I think it works really well. I think it's easy cleanup. I just rinsed everything out. I didn't wash it. Last night it took me like 10 minutes to wash the components and maybe 10 minutes to dry them. So again, that's fast, which is nice, because again, technically, if you know, juicing is supposed to be done every day or couple days. You're supposed to drink juices within 48 hours. The faster you drink them, the better they are for you. So that's part of the big thing about cleanup. So I was like, oh, if I juice, I have to clean everything up and it. So that's good. Also these parts, except I think for the plunger part, double check again, but I believe all these parts also, they go in the dishwasher. So if you're ready for the dishwasher to be run, or it's like, you know, just full enough that there's enough room for all these parts, you can throw that in the dishwasher and they would also clean up that way, which is very nice. I mean, it's easy that way. So like I said, yeah, I like the little spout part. I like the dual sizes for the chute. I like the foam catcher on the pitcher, and the pitcher is a good size. Everything is good. The juices taste good. It does a good job on catching all the seeds and everything. I haven't had any chunks in the juice. So yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm looking forward to making many more juices. So in that case, cheers! Fresh juice, so good. To know you made it homemade, no preservatives, no anything in there. It's just all the fresh ingredients that you put in there. Good stuff. I forgot, let's try one more juice with our carrots and beet and see how that's gonna go. So this is more my call this my power green juice with beet. If I add the beet sometimes. You can add the beet along with your greens. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to leave it attached. I'll see how that goes. Maybe the greens will go better if they're attached. Although once it gets through this, it's going to unattach. But oh, and what's a beet? Look at my list. What do I have on here that's different? Carrots. Carrots are turbo. Beets are turbo. I figured that's big and hearty. Let's see how this one goes. Put that out of the way. So I do have lemon. Well, that was an experience. Again, my other juicer did do that a little bit. This one's just a little bit more turbo, so it's just a little bit more. But higher velocity. So, yeah, as you could hear, some of the beet and going thwack. Although, I'll keep some of that in. Keep distance so you can see. There's more of a mess on the counter. Just a tad bit more of a mess with doing the carrot and the beet. A little bit harder stuff. There's a little bit on the microwave. A little bit got outside on the top here. I did see even one of the, after putting the lemon in and I pulled the plunger out, a seed went across the floor. Which I kind of thought yesterday the floor seemed a little sticky in this area and I didn't know if it was me or not. It might be. The juice container got very full, which is good. That's another thing I keep forgetting that I need to watch. is how full that's getting, so it's not overflowing. That I have enough room in here that I don't need to, like just filled up. So I don't need to pour it into another container. In any case, yeah, so you have the beets and the carrots. So the carrots were a little bit more tough. You could hear that. Beet was a little tough. Usually I cut my beet in half and stuff, which again, I guess I will for future reference. I will cut up my beet. And the apple. The apple again, it seems like when the skin side gets down, the skin side gets kind of stuck in there. So it seems maybe for apples that they should be more so. They should be skinned. We'll see. But in any case, when you put a beet in there, it turns it really red. If you have just a little bit of a beet. Look at that powerful goodness. So again, I handled it. It's not really warm at all. And yeah, besides making just a little bit of a mess, again, just plan for all that. Just know that might happen. I guess maybe either wear an apron. I thought about that. I'm like, good, I'm not wearing white. I'm like, I'm gonna juice. What should I wear? Let's not wear white, just in case. But other than that, like I said, I'm enjoying it so far. I appreciate it. I like it. I would recommend it.